silver wave. You stand and cheer the brave.
Skål, Vikings, let's win this game. Skål, Vikings, honor your name. Go get that first down, then get a touchdown. Rock 'em, sock 'em, fight, 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 fight.
Yo, and welcome to another episode
Kings of the North podcast.
You already know. We delivering this shit. Whether you fucking like it or not.
NFL draft, man. All our teams got better. Some teams got worse. It's the highs and lows. Football is king, though, bro. Football is king.
I agree. No matter what.
Playoff basketball and playoff hockey is happening, and hockey's on a great run with the Four Nations. Basketball is having a comeback of all comebacks in the NBA playoffs. Pretty good series so far in some of the
Lakers
matchups.
in 5.
We'll get into that later. We'll get into that later. I seen you on social media, bro, getting after him, bro. I seen it.
You know I'm on it.
Yeah, and but man, NFL draft happens, bro, and I don't know about you, man. You got kids, and you're not. I watched every draft pick. Like I literally sat down and I watched every draft pick. I worked the first round. That was cool. Working at the radio station, that was fire. Doing the ins and outs of seeing the draft and how it happens, broadcast-wise, how it goes from interview to interview and how the draft picks come and the communication. Elite. Everybody on that end, dude, is like fucking top tier at their craft. At like the highest level, dude. It is insane. But that was fucking sweet. And we can get into some of the draft picks later. But everybody was just like, even Sunday in the 7th round, they're still talking about what happened to Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round. Nationally, it's the biggest thing in the fucking world, bro. It's insane.
We know
and
why.
The fact that it was in Green Bay.
We know why.
It's unreal for me as a Packers fan. Shout out Green Bay Packers. I never thought the draft or the Super Bowl. I never thought the Super Bowl would ever come to Green Bay. I thought the draft eventually would when they started going on the road because it was at Radio City Music Hall. That's where everybody tried to get to. Then they put it on the road, and I knew eventually we'd get one. I didn't think it would be that fire though, bro. That shit was so elite, dude. It was perfect.
Hey, I will say, shout out and thank you for Green Bay for hosting it. Fuck the Green Bay Packers, as I always say. Clay Matthews, fuck you, eat a dick.
That was awesome, dude.
Hey,
that was awesome.
I knew it was something. His face said it all. Eat a dick.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
You know, hey, I won't lie to you. The Bear fan in me hated every bit of it. But the human being.
Oh, the first round. The first round pick. I bet you probably liked your draft otherwise.
Hold on, let me finish.
So you had a decent draft.
You know, everything was good except for, you know, what he said. Since you wanted to dive in straight here first about our pick. You know,
dive in.
Me personally, everybody was like, he's a great tight end. He is a good tight end. I would be a liar if I said he wasn't a good college tight end from what he proved. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, my Chicago Bears, we have this funny narrative how we see we're going to get better.
Yeah.
We complained all last year about not having a line, and that this year in the draft we need to get linemen, we need to get a lineman, we need to get this, we need to get that. And what does my Bears do with the first round 10th pick?
The most Bears pick of all time.
They go get a tight end. And hold on, wait. Not only did they go get a tight end, they went and got an injured tight end.
Literally. Not even healthy yet. Hasn't worked out.
And is not sure if he's even going to be healthy enough to play by the season.
Yeah. He said he's 3 months out from having
an injury.
Dude, from fucking like he's not even like working out.
Did
yet.
you see Wanzi's face? He was looking like, are you fucking kidding me?
Dude. Me and my friend, the guy I work with, Pro, been in radio for a while now. We looked at each other. He's from Colorado too. We looked at each other. I knew he played for Michigan after I heard the name. I didn't even know he was in the draft this year, bro. And I've seen all the mocks, and I've seen they can tell he's a second-rated tight end on.
I did not see him on any mock draft.
On any, not a single solitary mock draft, and you picked him top 10. Top 10. Could have had Michael Williams, and then if you love that tight end so much, he's going to be there in the second round.
Bro, you could have had Michael Williams, or you could have had Javon Walker. Take your pick.
Or
I'll walk away
offensive lineman still. After Will Campbell.
Yeah.
After Will Campbell, the best offensive lineman's still there.
No, Kelvin Banks went right before us. That was the only thing.
Right.
Kelvin Banks went like a pick or two before us.
I probably would have grabbed him if he was there.
I would hope so. But even still, you still had...
running back went early as fuck, too.
Woo!
I can't believe Ashton Genty went... I couldn't believe he was going to go top 10. I'm like, bro, running back and tight end are the two most pointless positions to draft in the first round.
Now, me as a Chicago Bear, right? If I was ever a GM, right? And I had that in my hand. Okay, hey guys, my board says I got Ashton Genty here. I got Will, what's his name? Will whatever here. I got Kelvin Banks, Will Campbell. I got Will Campbell here. I got Kelvin Banks here. A bunch of other miscellaneous fucking people. But of course, my Chicago Bears is no.
Don't do that.
We got Genty right here, and then I'm not gonna knock that out. We got Campbell, and then we got Banks, and then we got Loveland. Hold on, whoa. We got Loveland. Number one, when we get to the 10th pick and you realize that your top 3 people ain't there, that's what you do. Hey, Goodell, give me a second. I think I'm trying to find a trade. Anybody looking to move up?
For real.
Anybody looking to move up?
Yep.
Because if you are, and guess what? I'm pretty sure phone calls came.
Okay.
Hey, listen here. You're going to have to go up this year's first, and this year's first, a third round, and then next year's second. Can you do that?
Yeah.
If you can't do that, keep it fucking
that's smart.
Can you do that? Oh, you can do it? All right, bet you can have a pick. Let's call Goodell. I'm calling Goodell and letting them know now.
The Cleveland Browns got a highway robbery.
Woo!
Overall pick for Jacksonville, though, to get Travis Hunter, first of all.
Great for Jacksonville.
They needed something.
It's going to revitalize that team. Yes, they needed
totally.
But the Cleveland Browns caught a fuck.
Dude, next year's first, they're going to be bad anyway.
Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you, but this is...
They're going to win 4 games next year.
I agree with you, right? Cleveland, yes, caught a bag. Cleveland also fucked up.
For real. They did.
You could have had Shador and Travis on the same team.
All those dudes that you drafted anyway. Except Mason Graham.
You need Mason Grant. You got Miles. You like, hey, look, I drafted you a young stud. We got us a quarterback. We got us a cornerback. We got us a wide receiver. And one fucking pick, I got two things for one pick.
For one pick. Right. Yep. And you
And
got a
guess
first
what?
round pick next year, too. That's what's crazy to me, dude. That's crazy to me. Yeah, I can't explain it. But Jacksonville, they needed anything that was just going to get them...
Over the hump.
Bro.
Going.
They're going to win 5 games. They're going to be trashed. But at least maybe now they won't be... They could have like a national game instead of going to Germany and playing
Who's
at
in
9
that
a.m.
conference if you don't... Do you remember who's in that conference?
In Jacksonville's Indianapolis, Houston, Tennessee.
You got a chance to be number 2.
They might win 5 games.
You got a chance. Tennessee's going to be ass. Houston's going to be good.
I like Cam Ward, though, bro. I really like Cam Ward. They just don't have any
But what
wide
about that?
receivers.
But they don't have wide receivers, and their offensive line is dog shit.
Well, their offensive line is young. Last year, 4 of their 5 starters were rookies.
Okay.
So, they got some guys there, man. So, development, they have a coach in Callahan who's sort of like there for family last name. But their defense is just not good. They have no pass rush. So Tennessee's probably going to be bad still. I know Houston is. Houston's probably going to win the division.
Yeah. And then Indy is very beatable.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. Indy's very beatable. You can beat Indy if you play smart football, especially with Anthony Richardson being their quarterback. Anthony Richardson is a great quarterback if you want somebody who has fast feet. But if you just want to be a mediocre team, Anthony Richardson is the quarterback for you. For me personally, that would have been, that's a team that you could possibly beat. That you would be able to beat. So Jacksonville actually has the chance. And if you can win 6 of those games out of your conference, if you can sweep 3 of those teams, and win little miscellaneous games against like the Cleveland Browns, fucking Miami Dolphins, or whoever, you sneak games like that out, I can see the Jacksonville Jaguars sneaking into a playoff spot. Because as we see in the AFC, it's not hard for you to sneak in to the playoffs. It's not. It's not hard for you to sneak into the playoffs in the AFC. I think what the lowest team in the AFC was 8-8 and made it into the playoffs.
No, AFC's a little bit more deeper.
Was it 9-6? It wasn't. The numbers were.
I think it was 10. You got to get to 10 in the AFC. I'm going to, bro.
You looking it up?
Yeah. Yeah, like the Broncos were the 7th seed and they won 10 games.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Because you got to think, like, New England, right? They're a bottom tier team in a weak conference outside of Buffalo. Why can't they be a wild card? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't see Miami being all that good. So why can't, with Vrabel, year 2 with fucking my guy.
What team?
Patriots quarterback, rookie from last year, had a really good year
Drake
for a
May.
rookie. Drake May, thank you. They might be able to step up and make a run. So that's
yeah.
The Bengals aren't going to be as bad. They got decimated with injuries. They still got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Joe Burrow. That's a threat. Off the top of the deck, that's a threat. So if they're not decimated with injuries last year, that's a playoff team. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think they drafted a guy, but I don't think they really got one, bro.
Okay.
I really don't think so. Is it Zach Moss? I want to say it's Zach Moss.
Okay.
Yeah, they got Zach Moss, Chris Brown. Yeah, they also got Khalil Herbert over there, too. But I think they drafted a kid in, like, the 2nd or 3rd round of the draft this year. And that's a team that had a really good draft, man. Cincinnati had a really good draft. They went out and got a few guys on the offensive line. I think they've definitely improved their draft stock. But I was going to go back to fucking Jacksonville, bro. Like, I just don't, I mean, that's a whole new system. Fucking, Trevor Lawrence, this is going to be his fucking 4th head coach, man, in like 4 years, bro. Like that's never
it's gonna
like
be,
that's
it's gonna
never
be rough
been
on him.
You know what I mean?
It's gonna
Like
be rough on him.
I love Brian Thomas Jr. I love Brian Thomas Jr. That's a dog at wide receiver, man.
Yeah,
He was one of my favorite players in fantasy and betting last year for anytime touchdown.
Oh, what?
Anytime touchdown machine, baby. I owe him a beer for sure.
Hear me out. I gotta shout somebody out. Shout out Ken for me catching you on a drunk night in the fucking Bahamas. You traded me him for a piece of shit of nothing.
Good.
I'm talking about
pure
fucking doo-doo water. But I will say this. When I needed him at the end in the championship, I lost to my fucking brother, bro. And shout out to my brother. My brother took number one. But he got bragging rights. But little bro was smart. I was like, hey, it don't matter who win. Let's just split the pot. And we did. We just fucking split the pot.
Yeah, there you go.
But now bro got bragging rights. If we had a belt or a crown, he'll be holding it over my fucking head. The imaginary crown and belt is sitting over his head. I'm going to tell you what pisses me off that you bring up fantasy, right? And it's right around the corner. Can't wait for fantasy right again.
Yep. We got to get in the league, bro. We got to get in the league.
I will. Bro, me and my brother, we do one every year. It's very cheap. You got to hop in. Hop in mine, I hop in the one with you.
All right, cool.
The year before that me and my brother did this, because this is the second consecutive year that we've done this, or maybe even the third. I'm not sure. Me and my brother, off and on, he wants to do it. And he came to me, he was like, hey, what we got to do to get one in? My other brother, man, he always gets on my ass like, we doing fantasy? My boy Lonnie brother Lonnie, he always fucking, he don't care. He just do it just to know he in the league and possibly win some money. So,
Yeah.
So my brother,
you gotta have a guy like that in there. You gotta have.
You do.
You gotta have a guy like that. You gotta have because that's the guy you can like make a trade with.
Nah, not with Lonnie.
No, not with him. Damn.
Nah,
right.
my bro. Hey, one thing about my brother Lonnie, he don't give a fuck how bad he loses. If it's gonna help you, if he don't, fuck that.
I got a tactic that you ain't ever seen yet.
Okay.
Hate me.
Hey, listen.
And I'm not even going to give away state secrets, but it's a cheat code. If somebody can be influenced by money and their team is ass at the end of the season, there's ways to fucking
you're right.
get a guy if you need a guy.
Hey, as my
I played in Navy League, and it's $200 buy-in.
Oh.
I came up with a tactic back in 2009 that was a cheat code for me for like 4 years, bro.
Hey, you
free
down
game.
at the
No,
bottom?
fuck it. You know what? We're on a podcast. Free game. You deserve it, my boy.
You down
free
at the
game
bottom?
right
Fuck, here goes some cash.
Free game right
straight
here.
up.
Here's free game right here in fantasy football. If you're in a money league and you're in this so-called, everybody wants to be cutthroat until it's time to be motherfucking cutthroat. Don't look at players as pieces on your team. Look at them like trade stocks. How much would Derrick Henry be worth to you if you were going to win $1,200? You're buying $200. Okay? Hey, you got Derrick Henry. You're fucking 2-14. I give you $200 for Derrick Henry. You trade him for me for Raheem Mostert and another dude, and you send me Derrick Henry, and I got also Alvin Kamara and another guy.
Yes, you won't.
Because I'm gonna win $1,300.
And I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna spend $200. My $200's already out the window. I don't give a fuck about that. I already paid that. I'm gonna spend $200 to win $1,400. Plus, I still have my fucking $200 invest. I'm up a G still. Now, how far into that G are you willing to go? Where, hey, I need a quarterback. Hey, let me get Joey Buckets from you or Lamar Jackson. All I got is fucking, you know what I mean? Hurt Josh Allen or some other shit or
Listen,
Justin
I like
Herbert.
that. I like that
Hey,
shit.
I'll give you. I'll cover your buy-in, so it's nothing for you. Oh shit, I got a free year, and I don't have to worry about paying $100.
Yep.
I don't gotta pay $100 now. Hey, my guys got me for the $100. Bet.
Look.
Here's that guy, dude.
So, listen,
I did that 2 years in a row, and I probably won $5,000 off that tactic.
My strategy is a lot more different. I'm not gonna lie, because I am a sports person. I do kind of go back and I watch players from previous years and figure out who's gonna do what.
Oh yeah.
So last year, and I love this because if you're doing NFL draft or you're doing Yahoo or whoever you're doing your what's the name, when you're done with your draft, they give you like a draft analysis, and it's like, hey, your draft based upon how you drafted, you got blah blah blah.
Yeah, your strength is running back.
Yeah,
you need a wide receiver.
You're all together. Your team's an A+. You had an A+ draft. This is you, right? I love those who are like, oh, I was looking at my draft analysis, and it said that I had an A+. For the last 2 years, my shit has said D-.
Yeah.
And I just sit back and I laugh because my brother Freddie has paid attention to it, and he told me, he say every time that shit says you got a D or an F, you wind up top 3.
You're
top
gonna win.
fucking 3 every fucking time.
Yeah.
Every time. It never fails. My first year,
Because you think of it strategically, and that computer doesn't.
Yes.
And that computer doesn't. Because it's not, those computers put that shit due to mathematics. Hey, the projected amount of points that this team is going to score every week is this, and that's where it ranks you. A, B, C, D, or E, or F, whatever it is. But when you're thinking long term like you are, because you're a fucking human being, you can use that to your advantage for sure, dude.
X, Y,
100% cheat code.
This guy is his number 1 wide receiver. This guy is his number 1 wide receiver on this team. This guy's a starting running back here.
What we were talking about last week. I look at these guys going to be playing the fucking NFC East. They got good run defenses.
Yep.
This motherfucker might not really be hitting for all 12 weeks of the season.
Yep.
Because for them, he's probably going to be locked down in his own division. Plus, the Eagles is tough. The Cowboys are always tough to run against. It's like, then we're playing the Houston Texans. Like me and you, like we were talking about the fucking NFC, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Carolina. Like, hey, I'm running.
Hey, the dog. I'm running the dogs.
So how I draft a dude will depend on, hey, this motherfucker got a tough ass schedule. Hey, who's the Houston Texans play? Oh, last 6 weeks of the season, whatever. Buffalo, Baltimore, Cleveland. It's a tough place to play in the wintertime. It's like, I don't know, man. I might draft this dude. Like, last year I ran into a dilemma with, even though he had a mediocre season, it didn't work. I was in a dilemma with Alvin Kamara. That's my guy in fantasy. I was in a dilemma with Alvin Kamara and Aaron Jones. And on paper... I'm like, Aaron Jones had a new team. He has a tough schedule. They're playing all these fucking hard teams. And I'm like, shit, they're playing a last place schedule, bro. In like the first 7 weeks of the season, it looked like it. Then Alvin Kamara got injured. Aaron Jones becomes one of the most productive two-way running backs in the league again. And I'm like, fuck. But at the beginning of the year, it was sunshine and rainbows for me.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the year, I had an awful year in fantasy, bro. One of the worst years of all time. I had 8 wins total between 2 teams, bro. Awful.
I had Aaron Jones. He was one of mine. I was going for Josh Jacobs, but he had got yanked. I'm gonna tell you who else I had on my team.
Man.
But he fucking got hurt, and I was pissed, so I had to drop his ass.
Christian Watson. Got me too, bro.
Hurt my fucking feelings, bro, because he was...
Bro, the first 2 weeks, you're like, oh, yeah, we gas right now, bro. He had a 25. I said, yes, sir. And then it was just injury city, man. Injury city.
Damn.
Hurt his hamstring, came back, fucking tore his ACL in the same year.
Hey, speaking of him, it was something out that stated, he said, or his people said something about him having an attitude, his dad, being mad about y'all draft. Number one, you just got injured, Christian.
Yeah.
You just got injured. We don't even know.
For the 3rd time in 4 fucking years. You've only been healthy a year.
Nobody knows if you're going to even come back and be Christian Watson that you just were. So, people are supposed to...
You never pass up 429 when you have 429 in your lap. Don't ever do it.
Yeah, shout out to the Chicago Bears, because don't get me wrong. Luther Burton III is a fucking dog. I am not taking it away. But
was my number one wide receiver in the draft.
If I'm not mistaken,
it was Luther and Golden, bro. Real talk.
If I'm not mistaken, two weeks ago we had a conversation about we were like the Bears need somebody who can take the top off. That was your guy. Who can take your top off and make plays. You let Golden walk right past for an injured.
Bro, and Jordan Love has a big ass arm. Can't outrun. He outthrows Romeo Dobbs because Dobbs ain't all that fast, even though he thinks he is.
Think about it.
Reed is a lateral wide receiver. He isn't a burner. And you got Golden out there?
Hey, bro. Caleb Williams is the most overthrown quarterback. And the dude throws a mile over his wide receivers.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody needed a wide receiver who can run a 4.2, it's us. Our quarterback ain't got no
fast, bro. But he's more of a slot guy. He's more of a slot, lateral. He can route you up, no doubt about it. But he's a lateral. He's like an Amon-Ra St. Brown type. Well, he's going to hit you with that bing bam and hit you on the slant. That's Luther. Hey,
bro. I'm glad you said that, bro.
Yeah.
I like the comparison. Guess what?
He's our Jaden Reed. That's what Jaden Reed does. Hits you on the inside, you're going to match. Because you're not going to drop a safety on him because he's hitting you inside. If you drop a DB, he's going to stack you and go.
So this is what's funny.
I love Luther Burton, bro.
So this is what's funny. On my Madden, I drafted Luther Burton.
Yeah, smart move.
But the only thing
What's he rated in Madden for his rookie year?
He was at a 74 or 73. He wasn't that high.
It's crazy.
Hey, but you ready for this? After you do the 200 plays with him, he came out to be he was like a silver star. So he moved up pretty fast. By the time the season was over, he was like you said, 81. By the time the season was over, he was an 81.
Dude, his lateral movement, dude. With bro, he floats when it's just like his head don't move. Like I watched him run routes, bro. Even at Mizzou. He was running these mesh routes, bro, and sometimes like a wide receiver fucks up a mesh route, gets his head around too fast, and that DB, he can spot that and he'll just jump. That motherfucker holds his eyes on you, bro, and runs the route without his head moving. And his shoulders they just sort of rotate around his head, bro. And then his feet, they don't like chop. They just like slide on the turf like, it's like he's floating, dude. Because if that DB sees your feet chop,
yep, he knows.
I'm jumping that shit.
Yep, I'm waiting on you to break.
Even if you flip your hips fast, if I just see your feet chop, I know you're stopping, and I'm gonna hit it.
Yep, I'm gonna break
him. The motherfucker is silky, dog. Silky with it. I love him. He was my favorite wide receiver to watch in college this last year. Because you knew who was getting the ball, and he still dominated. Still dominated. But outside of him, Bears kind of reached on a few places, man. Like, I don't know. Your third round pick, you got a big ass tackle, but I think that's just what all he is big. He was kind of slated to be like a 5th, 6th rounder, and he got him in the 3rd round. I don't know. It's so funny, too, because, like, Ryan Poles has been awful at drafting offensive linemen, and he was an offensive lineman. It's like he only drafts offensive linemen that, like, he thinks what an offensive lineman should be instead of what, like, offensive linemen in this era of football are. And I just don't. Which is why you've had to bring in 3 free agents on the 3 free agents in a trade on the offensive line this year. Like, you shouldn't need to do that. You know what I mean? Like, how do you not have a center that's just been drafted on your team 4 or 5 years ago that you can just plug and play, dude? Like, you can find plug and play centers that'll do a decent job for you in every round of the NFL draft. They're everywhere in the NFL. Every team has one, except for Chicago. And it's like, we have to make a trade Did you trade for the offensive lineman or the center in Atlanta, or was he a free agency signer?
What happened?
Because either way.
I don't even know, to be honest.
Yeah. It's just kind of criminal to me to.
The Shamar Turner was a good pick.
The fat guy from Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, bro, like he was on there with two other dudes on that defensive line that got picked before him. Like, how much was he eating because he had other dudes around him? Like, and in Texas A&M, defensive line wasn't that good to begin with.
They were.
Like, that's not a team that produces anybody at a high level anywhere. So, like, how are they on? You know what I mean? Like, there's just certain position groups from certain teams. It's like, oh, he's from Notre Dame. I'm like, that's never been good. Like, what the fuck is that? What are you talking about? College, yeah, they're fine. They go to the NFL, they fucking suck. It's just what it is. You know, like, you see, bro, when you see teams like even New England with Vrabel this year, like, they drafted 4 of the most obscure motherfuckers at offensive line and defensive line that are stuck, that are going to just, like, insert here, they'll play day one, and you won't have to worry about it. I think the Bears are in a place where they're trying to develop half their team, but have the expectation that we're in win-now mode. Because that's Shamar Turner. Everybody on there, like the offensive lineman you drafted, like that's a project for 2-3 years down the road. Well, if somebody gets injured,
he got to step in now.
And you can't have no fucking project in there. That gets ugly quick. We've seen what that happens with that dude that you drafted for Justin Fields. Second round draft pick that you just got rid of because he was always injured. I can't remember his name. The dude who just left. That's what he...
Tevin Jenkins?
Tevin Jenkins. He was a pro... Oh, this guy, guard, center guard.
D-Lo.
What's going on?
What's up, fellas?
Yes, what's going on?
Welcome
to the show.
Everybody, welcome D-Lo. D-Lo friend.
The show.
He also has a podcast on YouTube. The Whatever the Fuck I Say show.
Hell yeah. That's what I like.
Whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, that's it.
Whatever the
that's
fuck
all
I
that
want.
matters, man. That's all that matters.
Hey, that's a slicker ass name.
I get too. I do too. Because I'm doing the same shit. That's what I'm talking about. That's like right up my alley.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the KOTN, I feel like
recapping the Bears draft picks.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as KOTN, I felt like that was a reach. I felt like we should have grabbed the lineman, offensive lineman to protect, because I feel like you need somebody who, if let's say Joe Tony gets hurt, let's say that dude gets hurt, and he's already 32, 33. Let's say he gets hurt, something major, knee injury, knock on wood, hope not. As a Bears fan, I'm hoping he don't. But let's say he gets that type of injury. Now we got to depend on a 6th round pick from Michigan State
Project.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why that's why people, when they seen me, I wasn't too fond of getting him. It wasn't that he wasn't a good player. I think he's a good player. I think he could fit in our system, and he would. But I honestly don't think too many teams was just reaching for him at that point in time.
No.
Hey, DeAngelo just came in, so let's let him step in. Go ahead,
Yeah, you're right.
So I agree with you that I would have much rather the offensive lineman, because I thought that the Bears should have drafted a tackle, but mind you, the top 3 tackles were gone by the time they.
He made a great point about that. Banks just went right before.
Right.
That would have been a decision.
Two picks or a pick before? Yeah.
Because my
that would have been a tough decision.
My dream scenario was to draft a left tackle, and Braxton Jones coming off of that injury, and he's only making $3 million next year. Use Braxton Jones for a swing tackle in case one of the right tackles get hurt. That was my ideal plan. But with the 3 tackles being taken, the tackles already being taken off the board by the time we got to the 10th pick, I'm okay with being taking a second tight end to pair with Cole Kmet because he runs a 2-10, a 2 tight end offense most of the time. And I also believe in halfway taking the top rated player on the board. Now I heard you say that Loveland didn't fall below the 14th pick on no draft board in America. So it wasn't like they didn't reach incredibly far to grab him. I probably would have. Only reason I'm saying I probably would prefer Tyler Warren because I watched him more. I didn't watch the kid from Michigan much. I didn't watch Michigan, and I probably watched a quarter of a Michigan game.
Nobody knows who that kid is. Nobody knew who that kid was.
Yeah.
Like, I know where he was rated, and I thought he'd be there in the. I know a lot of people, those people on TV, they even said like, hey, this was going to be a mid-round, late-round, first, second round draft pick. I just didn't see anybody that needed a tight end, especially top 10 when you really don't. I mean, I know you got the guy from Indianapolis for a pass rusher, but at that position with all those pass rushers on the board, I don't know. Like, yeah, you can run a 2 tight end set, but I think you can get a tight end in the second and third round just as easy and also have a pass rusher. Because if you want that room to be good, when the Bears were really, really good, they had depth on the defensive line. I really don't know outside of Sweat who's there. That's going to be like a needle mover where that guy in the middle at the 3 technique is a problem. This guy at the, on the outside, is he going to be a Micah, like that dude from Indianapolis? I forgot his name, but is he like a Micah Parsons type?
Dio Bayamba or whatever his name is.
Yeah. So is he going to stand up and play outside and also rush the passer? Because now you're thin. I don't know. I just thought with Michael Williams there I really look at like, just because my team does it, like, we always tend to draft offensive line, defensive line, doesn't matter who's there at the board. That's who our first-round draft pick is every year. Devontae White from a Georgia boy who won 2 national championships. That was our, 28th overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
And Lucas Van Ness from Iowa, young guy like Jordan Morgan last year. I just see it with other teams. It's like, okay, well, we're just going to plug and play this guy because I think you're kind of right in some way with you lose Tooney. I'm not sure. And are we back to square one now with the offensive line? And if we are, Ben Johnson's system obviously runs on timing. Yeah. If that timing's off because offensive linemen are out, is there a legit running game? I mean, I know you got a guy in the 7th round, but that's just a 7th rounder. Swift is good, but now you need touches.
I think that, to what you were saying as far as edge rusher.
Yeah.
This may be an indication that they have more trust in Austin Booker than we think.
I agree. I agree.
I think that's a fair point.
Matter of fact,
I do like that young.
We just talked about him. We just talked about him last week, and I asked why didn't he get as many punches as he should have last season. Great point, but continue, DeAngelo.
He was playing inside a little bit.
He was,
right. And it's the same thing for the O-liners too. We spent, what was it, a 2nd or 3rd round on Karan Abagaji last year.
Yep. From Northwestern.
No, he was from he was from an Ivy League school. He was from like Princeton or
Yale or something like that. That's right.
Yeah. So we spent the high draft pick on him last year, and they may be hoping that they could show some returns on that draft pick.
Yeah. Because that was a developmental player too.
Because he didn't.
Yeah. I don't think he played much last year.
No,
which was good for him.
He was hurt. He started the year hurt.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was hurt when they drafted him, and they knew about it. So he was. I think he missed the first 4 or 5 games.
It's funny, bro. I'm sorry. We were just because Colston Loveland, your first-round draft pick, it came out today that he's hurt.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
How hurt?
He's 3 months away from being able to work out.
Exactly.
They don't know if he's going to be ready for training camp. They asked him on 670 The Score today, hey, but you showed the teams your X-rays and all your medicals. He's like, oh yeah, we showed all that, and they were like, well, minicamp's right around the corner, and he was like, well, I'm 3 months post surgery, so I haven't been cleared yet. And it's like, well, as we know, training camp is right around the corner.
Yes.
Minicamp, and he can't work at.
Oh,
that's just what.
No.
Who knows if it's real or not?
He says I can. He said I can run and I can catch. Yeah. I could do running and catching, but I can't do contact.
Yeah.
So then he asked. He said, "Did your doctor say that you were going to be cleared?" He said, "That's why we got it done so fast, so we can try to hurry up and be clear before the season."
Man, y'all just.
That's sketchy, bro. That's sketchy, bro.
Y'all just.
Hold on, hey, y'all talk it out. Hey, hold on. I'm about to send it to you right now, so that you know I'm not bullshitting you, cuz.
Hey, y'all just.
He said you.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
That just blew me.
Yeah. No, I heard it this morning at like 7:30 in the morning, like him talking on the score, like, yeah, hopefully I can get, into practice soon, and I haven't been cleared yet. And I was like, cleared yet? Like, bro, you just got drafted top 10. I figured you're playing football. I didn't know he had surgery. And yeah, when he said I shared it to the group. I was like, man, I can't believe this, dude. Like, it's the most Bears. Like, bro, to me, just from like a fan from afar, like, I was born in Florida. My dad was in the Navy. I moved from Jacksonville to Chicago. My dad was in the Navy up there.
Okay.
But my dad is from Chicago. My dad's from 116th and Western in Blue Island. Okay. So he grew up. My dad's one of 7 kids. So, and his dad left him when he was like 2 and 3 years old. And back in the 50s and 60s, there was no Indianapolis Colts. So he became a fan of the Green Bay Packers. Like, fuck you to his dad, who was a big, like, Dick Butkus Bear fan. He had a season ticket holder and all that shit in the 50s and 60s. Mm-hmm. So my dad became a fan of the Packers just to piss off, you know what I mean, his dad. And just for me, being all my cousins are Bear fans, I grew up a Packer fan. So for me, from afar, it's like, why don't the Bears just, like, copy and paste what the Packers do on a big city level
like
and have the money? Because we don't have money like that. We need shareholders, bro. Whenever we need a bag to pay a quarterback, we open up a shareholder meeting, and the people give $300 million to the team to give to the quarterback or wide receiver. If you had, like, and that's just real talk, that's just what it is. Like, you can go back and look. Like, 2009, Aaron Rodgers was getting ready to need an extension because he sat on the bench for 3 years. Now he's playing for 2 years. He needs a new contract. We have a shareholder meeting, and all of a sudden we generate $280 million to give to A-Rod. Same thing with Jordan Love 2 years ago. So it's like, for the Bears, man, like, and the fans are so knowledgeable and loyal. Bro, y'all are so loyal, and I'm like, how do you guys just draft, like, didn't you guys draft, like, Adam Shaheen in the first round?
Not in the first.
Or was he a second round pick?
He was
I think he was a third.
Second? Third? Okay. Because I was like, bro, that dude, when you drafted him, that's the first name that popped in my head. I was like, they for real drafted Adam Shaheen to try to be the Ben Johnson in the Detroit offense, fucking Laporta. And I'm like, that is insane thinking right now.
Well, I mean,
that's just my.
I would assume for Ben Johnson, who came from Detroit, and us, we all Midwesters, we all watch Midwest football. We all seen how Detroit's offensive line had been shit for years, and they built and kept building. So for me, that's kind of, for me, it became a red flag on Ben Johnson's part, because you just came from playing against Chicago. You know how shitty our fucking line is. So let's not act like you don't know, like this was something that's like, oh shit, you guys need a line. No, it's been said all over the world that we need a fucking line, and you all of a sudden decide, I'm gonna go get a tight end. No, go get a lineman. Let's load up on linemen. You know our offensive line is mediocre as shit. And honestly, it's fucking below level. We need to pick it up. Now, defense, I mean, all right, I'm not really too much worried because our defense wasn't bad.
Your defense would be okay.
Our defense wasn't bad. Yes, we need
you were just on the field so much.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You were on the field so much.
If you take that time off,
we had a podcast. Right. Remember, we had a show middle of the season. Your defense was on the field 89 snaps.
89 snaps, yeah.
You guys had 14 fucking punts. You know, and I'm like, when your defense can just tee off and you can play downhill because you got an offense getting a couple first downs, scoring a couple points, it's aggressive, bro. It's aggressive. It really is.
And
but if you're on the field fucking 85 times,
the biggest smack in the face for it is the biggest smack in the face for it is when you had Caleb Williams, and there's no shot because I do see promise in Caleb Williams. I see that we can be decent.
He's better than.
But when he was like, "Hey, Torrey, don't worry, you're not gonna be punting the ball much this year, bro."
Yeah.
Like,
NFL, bro, this shit is a little different.
Yeah,
this shit is a little different in the league, bro.
This ain't the Big Ten, bro.
Facts. Yeah. No. Right. You're not playing fucking Iowa, bro. You know what I mean? Or Purdue or whoever.
Fucking Illinois, goddammit.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen Bear fans, oh, we drafted the leading because your running back that you got in the 7th round, who I think is good, but, I mean, he's just another Tariq Cohen to me. And it's like, oh, he was the leading rusher in the Big Ten. I'm like, he's not playing Purdue, brother. Detroit is not fucking.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Did y'all see the rumblings of what they were talking about today? Nick Chubb linked to the Bears?
Yeah, I seen that. I seen that.
I mean, that'd be a great sign. I love Nick Chubb. Love Nick Chubb.
They showed him working out and jumping over the hurdles and all that, and they saying the rumor has it that he's coming to the NFC North. The Bears the only one with space for him.
Yep.
Well, my thing is, you bring him in, now you got 4 running backs inside of the room, right? Eventually, you're going to have to get rid of one of them.
For that, yeah.
Only person I can think of...
Because you gave contract to Swift.
That's who I was about to say you trade. Because Roshan is your real running back. Let's be real. That dude is a fucking workhorse. But because we got dumbass so-and-so, if you really knew, that's your running back. Pay attention.
What's fucked up is you guys should still have David Montgomery.
No, hear me out. I'm about to say something that's really people have not paid attention to. For my Bears fans. For my NFC North people. DeAndre Swift was drafted to who?
Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit.
Detroit. When Ben Johnson came, what happened to DeAndre Swift?
He got up out of there.
Sent his ass packing. So, if Ben Johnson realized DeAndre Swift, when he realized that DeAndre Swift was not his guy, he was like, we don't need him. What the fuck you think is going to happen now? Ship his ass off somewhere.
You saw what the running back coach said. He told.
I missed it. What did he say?
They asked him what, how did his meeting go with the running back? And he was like, oh, we got straight to it. I told DeAndre Swift his ass gonna be running between the tackles.
He ain't got no fucking choice.
That's not where he thrives, though.
And if he run back and forth like this, take his ass out. Because I'm sick of seeing that damn juke.
You don't like the East-West running, bro? You don't like the East-West?
Don't get me wrong. It's cute when you East-West somebody.
He's a gap scheme running back.
Go north.
He's a gap scheme running back, and you run zone concepts on the offensive line. So it doesn't even match. And you can't do man straight up because you're Braxton Johnson. I mean, you had Nate Davis out. I mean, Caleb would have gotten mauled. I mean, you had 60 sacks last season. It could have been more if Caleb wasn't as athletic as he was, and he got the ball out so much too, and just so many throwaways. Because I mean, there was just really nothing there.
Yeah.
There was no speed in the offense. There was no real threat. If I'm playing like middle third as a safety, who's scaring me in Chicago? Everything's going to be underneath me with DJ Moore, so he's not going. I don't got to worry about Rome. Rome's big, but I mean, he's not. He's fast for his size, but he's not taking me all the way across the field. Don't got to worry about it. There's nobody in the slot. Cole Kmet's an intermediate guy. 5 yards in a cloud of dust. Luther now, that's going to change the whole ball game this season for sure. No doubt about it.
I got a hot take.
Say it. This is where let it go.
Trade DJ Moore before June 1st.
Wow. You want to save the
I
$20
just
million in the
said that
salary
to one
cap?
of my homies.
Save the 21 million cap hit
That's crazy work. You traded.
and do some upgrades because
Wow. I like it.
Trade him to a contender.
I take him in Green Bay. In
You don't like his
country
attitude.
second.
You
I'll
don't
take
like his
him in-
attitude.
I'll
I
take
know
him
you
in
don't.
Green Bay. I'll take him in Green Bay, and like just because I know it fit in our offense. but don't know how
I
it fit.
just said it, and I just said this to my homie this morning about trading DJ Moore. And only reason I said trade DJ Moore is because
I like it, man. That was good.
I feel like you need to let Rome and Luther battle for who's going to be your top wide receiver. They cheap under contract. You can get a
Why
first
can't
round
both
pick.
be? Both should be your number one wide receivers.
They could.
Everybody's live to get the ball.
But somebody's going to be open a little bit more than the other. It's just the way life is.
Who's line? Yeah, I mean, Rome's gonna be outside, so Luther's gonna be your slot.
And also, who am I going to be able to depend on more? Even if I got to throw it in a tight window, who's going to pull it down fast? Who's going to pull it down
Luther,
more?
man. I like Luther.
I like Luther too.
He's a dog.
But even if we don't get rid of
But
DJ Moore, we will be
got
okay.
hands, bro. Rome got hands too.
Hell yeah. I'm not sleeping on Rome. I'm not sleeping on Rome. Rome shut me the fuck up last year. Because I was a little skeptical when he was out there and all of this. But then all of a sudden, Rome was like, hey, shut the fuck up, nigga. I got this. This is what I do, so.
What did he do last year?
I think he was just under 1,000. But just under 1,000.
He was like 65 receptions, 700, close to 800 yards.
I'm looking it up now. I got it.
Yeah, me too. Because I'm like, I seen rookie Jaden Reed catch 10 touchdowns. I'm like, but I can't lie, I only watched Rome Odunze when he played against Green Bay, and nobody really scored any points in both those games anyway.
54 receptions for 101 targets, 734 yards, and he only had 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns?
Yeah.
So he could double his fucking touchdown total this season and only have 6?
He'll easily do that.
I hope so. It's another 5-12 season if it's not.
I don't care about the touchdowns. I want the receptions and the yards. The touchdowns.
That's why
They only keep points. They keep scoring.
The score.
They don't keep yards.
I know, but you get the catches and the yards. The scores come. It don't matter who score.
I don't think so, man.
I don't care.
I don't want Julio Jones. Nobody wants Julio Jones. They want
the tight end.
They want Larry Fitzgerald.
I don't care if a tight end get 25 touchdowns.
Give me a guy who catches 17 touchdowns in the season over a guy who catches 2,000 yards in the season, and I'll show you who has a better record. It said Jordy Nelson for years had more touchdowns than most guys in the NFL, but nobody's picking Jordy Nelson over really anybody in the NFL, but he was more productive and he won more games. So it's like, I don't know. I get it. A.J. Brown was awesome. But, like, really, in terms of a number one wide receiver, like, he didn't really do that much in terms of helping his team win, and you need to score to win. Like, Mike Evans or A.J. Brown. It's not even a debate to me. Mike Evans does get, yards. He's had 11 consecutive years of 1,000 yards. So, yeah, he has that, but the touchdown percentage of when he is in the red zone is on another level than he's not a number one wide receiver. Like, you talked about Jamar Chase. Mike Evans is amazing. But in terms of where he's at nationally in the rankings of wide receivers for touchdowns and production, I mean, he's making Baker Mayfield look good.
Yeah, he's been on a lot of bad teams.
Facts. He did have Jameis, and Jameis was a boomer bust quarterback, but he would give him the ball, though. He's going to make him get in a position to score a touchdown. And I mean, Jameis had 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions one season. Like, that was incredible to watch.
It was incredibly terrible.
What?
I say it was incredibly terrible.
And he only won, what, 5 games that season?
I love Jameis
30
Winston.
touchdowns and won 5 games. That is insane to think about.
Yeah, Jameis is good television.
Great
Absolutely.
Bro, I'll go to war for Jameis Winston today. I'll go to war
Take
for
them
that.
W's.
I'll go to war for Jameis Winston over Jared Goff and Kirk Cousins.
Well,
Like
Hey,
that.
it's an accomplishment to be the best backup quarterback in the league.
it
To
is.
have a career, and you got to be smart too, man, because you got to break down all that shit for these quarterbacks. You're the one breaking down the film, making it easy for the starter.
And that's why his contracts always reflect that. You know, he don't sign for the regular backup quarterback money.
No, he doesn't. You're right.
He get 5, 6, 7 million and stuff like that.
Yeah. No doubt about that.
Because they know at some point he gonna get in the game, just like he gonna get in the game with the Giants.
Dude, and it's only a matter of time, too. And I think it's funny, too, because they drafted Jackson Dart, I think, to appease their fan base with a quarterback. But I really think at the end of the day they know they're only going to win 3 games and be in the running for Arch Manning next year. You know what I mean? Like next year, there's 3 quarterbacks that could be the first 3 picks in the draft.
But if you got Russell Wilson, and I'm not saying he's not a world beater, but you should win more than 3 football games.
Is he gonna? Yeah.
But
And you're not wrong. You should win more. I just don't know if they are.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Like, who's protecting them too?
You're right.
I like Kayvon Thibodeau and some of the things they've done on their defense. I just don't know. Offensively, it's like.
And that's a tough division.
Now, I'm not gonna lie.
division.
Speaking of Kayvon Thibodeau, if I'm the Chicago Bears, I'm like, what y'all want for him? Because y'all not really doing shit.
Y'all can have Rashawn Gary. Hey, I'll trade you Rashawn Gary for fucking DJ Moore.
I'm cool.
I just wanted to see you laugh.
We don't
Kiss my ass.
we don't necessarily want a player for DJ Moore. We want a
Yeah, you want a
draft.
draft pick. Yeah, you want a draft pick. Yeah, I definitely don't blame you there.
Send his ass to Las Vegas.
Yeah. Hey, I did something we haven't been able to get into, Dre. I did want to ask y'all since I got 2 Bear fans here. What do you guys like about this Dennis Allen hiring? Because I've done some research on this guy. You guys like this Dennis Allen hiring for your defense to like kind of maintain that Bear culture?
So what my take on it is, he's been a very solid defensive coordinator in the NFL. His defenses they be ranked pretty good, and the staff that we have a staff like people like him. He's never getting another head coaching job.
Right.
So if he excels, you know what I'm saying, he'll be here for a long time.
Yeah. That's a key word.
Personally,
If.
yeah, I personally like the hire.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Me, I'm all right with it. I mean, I think I was very opinionated about this last season. I felt like the Bears should have bumped Eberflus down and kept him and just moved him from head coach. I don't know if it would have worked that way, but this is just like DeAngelo said, this is just my dream scenario. Bump Eberflus down, let him stay as your defensive coordinator. Because defensively, he had the defense running in motion. Like you said, we were just on the field way too long. And then you bring somebody like Ben Johnson in and let him become your head coach with Eberflus, and I think you create something. But the only thing is, Eberflus lost the damn locker room, so it was hard to keep him around. So I do understand.
Which is funny because I don't think he lost the defense. I just think he lost the locker room, if that makes any sense at all. Because I think those defensive players, I think they really respected him. Because he has a respected defensive. He has that culture. He has that culture of having a defensive culture. Dennis Allen is now a defensive coordinator that's a little bit different than the rest of the defensive coordinators that you guys have had, because Eberflus is a culture guy. Some of your defensive assistants that you had there, going back to Vic Fangio, he's had that same damn defensive system going back 20 years with the San Francisco fucking Niners, and it's no different. The film don't change. Everybody knows how you're lining up. It's the culture of the defense. Dennis Allen is not a culture guy. You're going to do what he's a drill sergeant. And sometimes you're going to come into a new room where you're expected to win, and you want to be a drill sergeant where his team start versus where they finish. Sometimes reflects negatively on his defensive culture from the start of his season, because when it starts out good for the Saints and their defense, it looked real good. But when it looked bad in the Saints defense, it was the worst defense in the NFL, and they had fucking my guy Lattimore that now plays for the Washington Commanders.
But you can say that
all of a sudden leaves the Saints and fucking turns into an all-pro cornerback.
But you can say that for any team. When it's doing good, it's doing good. When it's doing bad, it's doing bad.
I don't know, man. Like, there's players that translate from one team to another because they're going from a culture to another culture, and some of their traits can be different.
Oh, I get you. I get that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real easy to go from Pittsburgh to Baltimore.
But also, let's be real, bro. Anybody who walked through Hallis Hall, anybody who walked through Soldier Field's back doors, I'm pretty sure it's something that says when you first walk through, Monsters of the Midway, defense something defense, right?
You need a new stadium.
Trust me, I fucking know. That's one thing we fucking agree on. We need that bitch like yesterday. But the thing is, when you walk through those doors, you know that you're gonna throw on one of those Bears uniforms.
That's deep.
Hey, ever since Caleb did it, bro, I think I'm gonna mock that shit forever, bro. But you know, but as a defensive player, when you come to Chicago, you know, and you throw that Bears uniform on, that Bears hat, anything on Chicago Bears, you know it's a defensive town. No matter what coach comes in, no matter if he's a drill sergeant or not, you either gonna get with the times or you gonna get the fuck out. Because honestly, let's be real.
That's
here
fair.
in Chicago,
That's fair, bro. That's fair. That's totally fair. Too.
Here goes something
That's
else.
Totally fair. Totally
In
fair.
Chicago, when it comes down to defense, you're not playing for the coaches. You playing for the fans. Because we'll boo you the fuck out of here, bro. We will boo you the fuck out of here. And trust me.
won't sell the team chance by week 6 this year.
Bro, and trust me, if it starts off rough again this year, you'll hear them even earlier.
Poles will be fired.
It's going to be all types of chants.
Poles will be fired if you guys don't go 500. And then it's all over again.
I don't think it's a chance that we won't be 500.
Oh, we'll be over 500.
That's me not trying to not being biased either. I feel like you're not that good. It's impossible for Detroit to recreate what they had with their entire coaching staff gone. That's too much change. They won't be the same. And
Yeah.
so they have a rookie quarterback. Bears win the North.
Kings of the North. Chi-Town.
Oceanfront property for both of y'all in Phoenix to sell you.
So you would say Green Bay?
Lions, Green Bay, Vikings, Bears.
Bears and last.
You're automatically going to be in last place if you've only shown me the last 5 years that you're a last place team.
I like that.
You got to show me. I've been on a podcast with
baby.
Dre. I've been on a podcast with Dre now for a full season. He said 11 wins last year.
That's what I had them at 11 wins as well.
He told me that we were winning the division. Bears fans have been on me in the locker room since 2016, my friend. Since 2008, when y'all had Lance Briggs and Urlacher, and all we ever did was win the Super Bowl in 2010, and y'all were the first seed. So I gotta see, for me, and what I watch every Sunday, I gotta see the Bears not come in last place if I'm not gonna just automatically put them in last place. You know what I mean? And it's not disrespect. It's just a fact of reality from what's been on. You know.
Say this.
I think you can improve. I think 8-9. Now, will the Minnesota Vikings fall off? Yes, and the Bears, if they make a big jump, they finish third. I think you're not wrong. 9-8 is realistic. I mean, for me, it should be.
Hold on. So, Jimmy, are you telling me that you think that the Detroit Lions, without Ben Johnson, are still going to be just as good as they were?
Because the players are still good. Philadelphia lost 4 coordinators, and they went back to a Super Bowl. Players are still good players, regardless.
But you're playing under a different player. Yeah, but Philadelphia also brings in good play callers.
Detroit also replaced those coaches with other good coaches from other good programs too.
So that means they have a new program.
You know, they're
gonna have a different. They're not gonna keep the same offense, the same team.
I mean, their offense is gonna be. I mean, there's nothing you can run that the Lions can't run. Your offense is already on film on another team, so why can't they do what you guys are going to do?
I don't think that.
The plays are the exact same. Every trick play you guys are going to run this year has already been on film.
When they're in.
Yeah, but it's already on film.
Every play that's ever been done is on film.
Not necessarily, though. Not for your team. It's different when you got... I mean, you don't have any soul. I mean...
I don't give a damn.
It's not... your tendencies of, like... Because you're just not running that straight up without showing... Ben Johnson uses motion. So who's your motion guy? Okay, well, we're just going to assume that Luther Burden is now your Amon-Ra St. Brown. Okay, your first-round draft pick. He's a receiving type tight end, right? Yep. Okay, so he's Sam Laporta. That's Sam Laporta. He's not... Cole Kmet, that's your blocker. Colson is drafted top 10 to score touchdowns. He's not there to block.
He does, bro.
He's pigeonholed because now we're just going to blitz the shit out of him and he's a rookie. If he's on the field, we either know he's going to be out there catching or he's going to be out there in motion.
See, that's what
Either one.
I don't think so because it's a proven fact.
I couldn't hear you, bro. You're breaking up, kind of.
It's a proven fact. Commit.
Yeah, and then it's even worse.
Yeah, you got like a little buzz going on.
Let's see if it's...
He'll be back. I'm pretty sure he'll come back in.
Cool. Yeah, he's good.
But yeah, don't get me wrong. I get what you're saying. I agree.
I gotta see something different, bro. I really do. I really do.
But like I said, a 32 dive is a 32 dive, especially if you got people who know how to get up and block. Now that's going to be the real thing. Our blocking. That's going to be the
bro.
main.
Detroit's offensive line they had Frank Ragnow there, bro. Dude, they had 4 fucking All-Pros on their offensive line.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of cast-offs from other teams. There's no continuity. And then if there's no continuity and you don't have the timing, it doesn't fucking matter what fucking fancy play you have. You know what I mean? Is Caleb Williams a timing quarterback? Jared Goff is. You drafted a quarterback who plays football like a fucking point guard, who can extend the play and play like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers didn't play on time. He never fucking played on time. You know, I just think it's going to be tough. Way better, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me make sure my thing's right. Yep, you sound good.
Everybody sound clear. We good. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I was saying, Cole Kmet can't block me. So when they're projecting Lovelace
I love it.
to be doing the majority of the blocking, but he does both.
Somebody's at it. Yeah. it's all theory right now, and it's fun to speculate and everything, but just going from year to year, man, it's so difficult, because, like, oh, we're going to bring in Matt Nagy's offense, and no, Matt Nagy didn't call plays, but he was around Andy Reid, and he has all these plays, and he's going to be able to use them and get Justin Fields in it. You know what I mean? And it's just like, when you rely on somebody else from something else, like, nothing's ever homegrown in Chicago. Like, your guys' best players are from other teams at, like, every position group. So, to get the continuity that some teams have, I mean, Ben Johnson was there in Detroit for how many years before they finally broke through? Ryan Poles does not have 6 years of Ben Johnson going 8-8 with Dan Campbell before they finally became the first seed for their first time in their team's history. Poles doesn't have that kind of time, personally. So, it's going to be, that's just my only thing. It's like, cool, yeah, you got these new toys and it's going to look good, but, like, the continuity, like, it's just a different level when you get from September football, as you guys know, and I'm not telling you guys nothing new. This is just me rambling, cut me off whenever. From September football to December football are two fucking different sports. And y'all know that. It's just a completely fucking different game. So how long are the training wheels going to be on this thing with all these new pieces before either, obviously the wheels pop off, or now you're riding BMX and you're like, okay, like, are you going to be at, like, what I said to you last year, are you going to be at week 10 with a chance to make the playoffs?
Well, I mean...
You know what I mean? That's my question. That's it.
No, I was just about to say that I think Ryan Poles may be a little bit more secure than you giving credit for, because the Bears don't...
That's fair.
The Bears don't generally fire coaches and general managers with a long time left on their contract, and they just re-signed Ryan Poles to a new contract extension.
Oh, did they?
Yes, they signed him to an extension that aligns him with Ben Johnson. However many years Ben Johnson contract is, Brian Poles contract is that long as well. But Bears tradition, they don't let that information out. You don't know how much the Bears general manager makes. So yeah, they don't let the contract information out.
Because even we're a public team, we have to let that out. But
you got to remember though, Ben Johnson, this was a prerequisite to him signing with the Bears. He wasn't going to sign with the team who's didn't have a general manager that were aligned. He wanted them to be locked in.
Okay.
So
it's a big fucking roll of the dice, my friend.
It is. On ownership...
It's a big fucking roll of the dice, bro.
Ownership loves him.
I just don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, just... That's fire, bro. Don't put that on me. I ain't trying to be like, don't put that on. I just don't know. With George McCaskey running the show, given recent history, that's it. The guy gives me Lorax vibes, bro. Like, I just don't know, man. Kevin Warren there. I mean, I know he's like the business side, but he's also in meetings with Ryan Poles on Hard Knocks, talking about Velus Jones Jr. being an instrumental part of this team, and I'm like, what are we talking about? Like,
I don't like that at all.
He's in these meetings and he's trying to show his face, and he's like, nah, I'm trying to play the background. Bro, you can't be on TV talking shit and then be like, nah, I'm trying to play the background. Like,
I thought he was a numbers guy, and then...
That's what I thought, yeah.
Then he was involved in the day-to-day operations, which is
he's
kind
in
of
fucking
crazy.
Quarterback meetings in the Hard Knock show.
Yeah.
I gave breakdowns, and I'm like, bro, this guy's fucking, like, what's this guy doing in there? Like,
hey,
I don't know.
Anything, go figure out what the fuck you finna put out a stadium. How about that?
I've been here since 05. There was a new stadium. I was living there when y'all were supposed to be moving to Arlington Park.
How the fuck you want? Stop. Fuck that thing.
Y'all have owned Arlington Park. I don't know why this comes out in the media every 2 years. You guys have literally owned that Arlington Park real estate since 2010. And then there's always back and forth with the fucking city about the land and what's gonna. There's still a fucking. You can still see the racetrack in the pond in the pictures on Google.
I would love
There's not
to
even a
see him
shovel
move.
in the ground.
I would love to see him move to Arlington, man. I would. I hate Soldier
Are you a
Field.
fan of that? Yeah.
I hate
The
Soldier
renderings of the
I'm
stadium
pro
are
Arlington.
dope as fuck.
I'm pro Arlington, bro. Yes.
because, like,
The
for
stadium
me,
looks sweet.
I'm never going to another Bears game at Soldier Field ever in
I
life.
commend you, man. I commend you.
You want to know the
You
last?
don't want to walk two. You don't want to
Hey,
walk
you-
2 fucking hours out.
You want to know the?
Fucker, no.
You want to? No, you definitely don't. And not only that, if I'm gonna wait 2 hours to get the fuck out of there, at least I want to have a fucking enjoyable ride.
Right.
I want to have an enjoyable. If you come from Arlington, you can look at the fucking mall, and then the moment you get to 355, hell, you ain't even gotta take 355. You can make it to 9094, cut off. Get up.
Even if you live in the city, just take the metro.
You can exactly. You can go 390. You can go 390. You can go 290. You can go 355 to 88. For a person like myself, I'm just going straight up 355 and getting off on Army Trail and going home.
That's sweet for you, yeah. It's one shot.
For me, it's perfect. Hell, you want to take it to Naperville? Even better. That's 15 minutes up the street. I don't care.
Yeah, bro.
Either
Y'all
way.
never win shit.
No, I don't want. Hey, I don't know. Naperville might not be bad. It'll be a lot of people would get tickets on the way home.
A lot of
but
DUIs.
I mean, a lot of
confirmed. It's different there with the police, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Let's stick with Arlington. Yeah, the last time I went Christmas Eve 23 when Justin Fields led their comeback against the Cardinals. I was at that game, and
Yeah.
and bro, when I got out of there and had to walk, because I had to walk all the way to Indiana, and then I called the Uber to go to the crib or whatever.
Oh my goodness gracious, bro!
But that walk, because see, the time before
Hour and
that,
a half.
yeah, the time before that, I parked. I paid to park, and the game was over. The game was over at 3, and I made it home. I made it home about 7:45.
Oh,
And I live in Romeoville. The game was over at 3. I made it home at 7:45. It's like not doing that. Not doing that shit no more.
Not doing that. Damn, that's tough, man. That's tough.
You spend more time getting in and out than you do in the game.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
And
tough,
then,
man.
like, let's be real. If you move it to Schaumburg, right? If you move it to Arlington Heights, you can park in Schaumburg, get a trolley that sits in Schaumburg that people pay for,
That just brings
and
people right there.
and ride them back and forth. And you'll make a killer.
That's how
off
Denver
that,
does
too.
it. Denver's got Inglewood, RTD that just go back and
Yeah.
forth all day.
I miss living up in Denver, bro. It's so nice.
Free. $0. Get in the fucking train. Go.
And then y'all got fucking little Great America right there and all of that. Is Great America still there?
Elitch Gardens, yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, okay. The little Great America, that's what I call it.
Mini Great America, yeah. Fucking shit up at that water park, too. Fucking shit up at that water park. I don't know how that place is still open, but anyway. Dude, it's almost easier to drive from fucking Lake County to Appleton, Wisconsin to see a Packer game and get home faster than fucking people getting from... Bro, I got family that lives in, like, northwest Indiana, and they went to a Bears game, bro. Like, same, similar shit. They're all Bears fans. I think it was, they went to the... Did y'all play the Steelers at home a few years ago? Y'all had Justin Fields. 3 or 4 years ago.
I don't know.
This was a little while ago. I can't remember, but they went to a game, and bro, they live in fucking LaPorte, Indiana, bro. They got out of the Bear game like similar like you, like 4:10 or whatever. Bro, they weren't pulling in their driveway until 9:30, bro. And I'm like, dude, from fucking Lake County where I'm from, like Gurney, like that area up there in like Lake County, to Appleton is an hour and a half. Like, I get out of a Packer game, you park in somebody's fucking front yard for $10, and you're home in an hour. I can't comprehend some of the... Because I heard a travel time like, hey, I live in fucking, you know, it was like Arlington Heights or some shit like, or no, it was Evanston. My guy on Barstool, he lives in Evanston. He left a fucking Bear game. It was like 6. It was like 11:30 when he got home, and this motherfucker lives in Evanston.
That's too
He's like, bro, we were walking for 2 hours just to get to a spot where fucking Uber or taxi could pick us up and take us to a train.
Last game I went to was Bears versus Chiefs when Mitch Trubisky was there, bro. And that's when Patrick Mahomes gave us when he went like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When he counted out how far, and then he went like this, and he was like, and then was like, yeah, basically I just fucked y'all, and y'all bypassed me, because you find out later in life that his dad and the McCaskies was having a conversation. The McCaskies told his dad, like, if your son's on the board, we're snatching him. He's our guy. And he was on the board, and they say, oh, we're going to move up and get Mitch fucking Trubisky. But I wound up going to that game, and that game it was one of those 3:15 games, bro. It was a 3:15 game. When we got out of there, it was like 7 o'clock. I didn't make it home until 1:30 that morning.
God damn.
And this is the crazy part. At the point, I was living on the west side of Chicago at that time.
Man, that's tough.
On the west side of Chicago.
And then the thing is, it's the smallest stadium in the fucking league. In the biggest market.
Really?
Probably the most shittiest thing.
It's the smallest stadium in the league, yeah.
I think it's like...
By like at least 10,000 people, bro. We looked up like the smallest stadiums in the NFL, like on my podcast.
I'm looking it up.
The Bears were by far the smallest. Like, not even close.
What is it, 60?
No, we're like 56 or 53,000 or something like that.
Yeah. If that, I want to say it was like 46, bro.
No, we in the 50. He's right. It's 61.5.
Yeah, still, that's...
Yeah, that's
like,
small.
Even Jacksonville has 73 or something like that. Like, Lambeau is like...
What's Lambeau?
Well, I think it's like 80-something?
81.
Yeah.
What a dump.
Yep.
Piece of shit.
Fucking Lambeau, dude. Best
right on somebody's fucking front property. Ain't that
bro,
shit?
that shit is so elite, bro. You're just driving. You got nothing around you but cornfields, and that motherfucking stadium just pop out, always shining bright with the yellow. Man, it's easy living being a Packers fan, fellas. I can tell you that. It is not this hard being a Packer fan, bro.
Why
I
not?
have champagne problems compared to y'all.
Why not? Because if you ask me, you know what I'm saying, y'all had 30 consecutive years of Hall of Fame quarterback play and got 2 championships.
It's pretty hard to do. I mean, no team. I mean,
hey, I will tell you this as a Packers fan.
You know, I mean, how many playoff wins? I mean,
you're a Packers
it's
fan,
just
right?
like I just know I'm gonna be. I've never seen. I'm not gonna say never because AJ Hawk would. I haven't had a top 5 pick since AJ Hawk.
So hear me out.
I have no top 10 picks the last decade, and I pick 23 or later every year. I don't get free agents at all, other than Josh Jacobs and McKinney. And I can get rid of back-to-back Hall of Fame players, lose them, trade them, buy Devontae Adams, and win playoff games without them.
You're welcome, too.
So it's
and I'll
like,
tell you why.
I just have, why I say it's easy, bro, is just real quick. I know, regardless of what happens, I'm not going to be the worst team in the league. I've already got my Super Bowls out there. I want the number 1 pick. I want to know what that feeling is like, where I don't have to wait 2.5 hours on draft night for Jordan Morgan or Lucas Van Ness. I want a first pick. I really do.
Well, I'll put it like this. Technically, you guys have been spoiled by Chicago Bears because
we really have.
if it wasn't, and hear me out. When I say spoiled by us, you got Papa Bear Staley who bailed you pieces of shit out of fucking bankruptcy and kept you guys going so that he can keep a league.
True that. You're
so
right.
That's number one. So technically, the little 2 championships that you guys got, partially ours, because motherfucker, without us,
that was back pre-NFL, bro. That was back.
You motherfuckers wouldn't be a team. He let you go bankrupt. You wouldn't have a team to even hold your nuts on.
But that was back in like pre-NFL days, man.
Don't matter. It's still us.
It wasn't even the Super Bowl.
Don't care. It was the Great Midwest Championship. Goddamn, I don't know what the fuck it was called. But
but y'all were like pre-Super Bowl era. Y'all were good. And then McCaskey stole the family from the Hallises in court, and y'all have had and you guys decided to hand off the ball to Refrigerator Perry instead of the greatest running back in the history of the NFL. And you've had the 85-year curse ever since.
So wait, let me ask you a question. Like, I'm probably the oldest. I'm 48. How old are you?
I'm 38.
Okay, so you really don't have any memory of like my childhood and growing up. We used to kick the shit out of the Packers. It was like regular. It was regular like that. The Packers. So, my age bracket don't look at the Packers the way.
I get that. No, for sure. I totally understand that. All I've ever seen was us win, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's all I've ever seen. Like, to me, it's just regular. Like, and this is definitely isn't this because I've been to so many Bear games, bro. Like, I have so many memories there. Like, that's why I lightweight love the fucking Bears because, like, they make my team better. Like, when y'all were really good, we won the Super Bowl. It happens all the time. When the Bears get good, the Packers are sort of like, oh, shit, our assholes pucker up, and we're like, oh, we got to get better. So, for me, bro, like, because my dad, you know what I mean? Like, he's a little bit older than you or whatever, but, like, he was like, bro, when I was a kid, after Lombardi left, we got destroyed by everybody. Like, we were awful every year for you. When my dad was a kid, it was like the Bears now for y'all. It was just purgatory. Like, you're bad. Oh, you think you're going to be good. Oh, we'll get this player. And then, oh, we suck again. And you just spin the tires over and over. And that's what it was for the late 60s, 70s, early 80s. We were fucking terrible. And then we got Ron Wolf and everything changed. And Reggie White and Brett Favre. And the rest is history. But like, you're not wrong, bro. Like, for 20 years in the 70s, we were the worst team in the league. But for my entire life, all I've ever seen is just like this. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we've had 6 and 10 years, but injuries happen. A-Rod broke his collarbone, or some dumb shit happened. Brett Favre got injured too. You know what I mean? And we were able to get AJ Hawk at number 5 or whatever. But then it's like, okay, like we just bounce right back and we're back to winning 10 games. Like, I have never seen 2 losing seasons in a row where we were the worst team in the league. Like, I've never seen that. I would love to, because
the 70s, 80s, and 90s was bad. 70s, 80s, and 90s were bad for you guys.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Yeah, and then Reggie White came.
Even in the 90s, when you once Brett Favre, at the beginning of that, we were still kicking y'all ass.
Y'all was, I ain't gonna lie.
You still had some remnants of the 85 Bears defense there.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Yeah. Growing up, because I didn't start watching football until like 94, 95. And that's probably because Jordan had left basketball. We was still kind of like...
Brett Favre won MVP in 95.
I know, but around that time, we were still giving y'all hell, and y'all were just now...
Sterling Sharp was a demon on the football field, too.
But by that time, you guys were just now starting to start looking like a team. You guys weren't...
Yeah.
You guys weren't really that. I was watching. I remember sitting down with my dad watching Eric Kramer and Curtis Enos give you guys hell, and they were dog doo doo, bro.
I mean, when we got Brett Favre, like, he didn't lose a game to you guys for like 7 years.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know what you're talking. Like, when we got Brett Favre, like, we were behind in the series rankings, like head-to-head matchups since Brett Favre we essentially haven't lost a game. Like, we got a 20-game lead on you guys now in the head-to-head matchup from Brett Favre. It was like the only team we beat were the Bears back then.
No, it was Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, totally Aaron Rodgers, but Brett Favre really started it. Like, Brett Favre had like 4 losses against you guys in his career. You know what I mean? Like, he dominated. He fucking dominated.
Out of how many games?
I mean, he was there from 93 to 2008, 2007?
92 to 07.
Yeah. And I mean, I've never seen him lose a game against you guys.
He was 22-10. He lost some games.
Yeah, but still doubled up. You know what I mean? Like, when you're behind in the head-to-head overall matchup, like we were by a lot, because you're not wrong, we lost a lot to you guys for multiple decades. From Brett Favre to now, it's like I've never seen us lose to you guys when it mattered. You know? In a big game, you guys could have kept us out of the fucking playoffs the year we won the Super Bowl.
Hey, it's that fucking Aaron Rodgers, 26-5 against the Bears.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers was that dude, bro.
It was bro. But this is the worst thing, though, man. Because I got to chill all regular season because I knew I was in the postseason every year. I want to be able to chill in October and not give a fuck. I get my fucking heart ripped out every year in January and Christmas. When we win a playoff game in the first round just to get fucking mopped by the Lions or the Niners. So it's almost harder. But in terms of, like, I'm chill because I got to see, like, I love football, but I like a lot of teams. I'm a diehard Packers fan. I'll never support anybody else. But I watch so much football, I'd rather not give a fuck about my team one year, if that makes sense. Where I know, we're going to have a top 5 pick, cool. I haven't had that in, like, my entire adult life, really. I really haven't. So I pray. I hope you're right. I hope we see. Bro, I'm looking for, like...
I just want to say, fuck you, 49ers. Fuck you, San Francisco 49ers. It's kind of all your fucking fault. Because if you had just fucking drafted Aaron Rodgers like you were supposed to, we would not have had this fucking problem, bro.
You know who we would have had, though, eventually? Because we'd have been bad enough.
Who? Justin Fields.
What do you think? The bad man himself. Patrick fucking Mahomes, baby. You're really lucky. You're really lucky we've never been able to have, like, if we're y'all, we'd have Joe Burrow. Bro, we scout the quarterback position better than most teams do. Like, we just gotta be honest. We scout that position. Even when we were bad, when we had the Magic Man, Don Marinovich, you know, our problem was deep. We couldn't stop a nosebleed.
He was a good quarterback.
We were scoring points with Sterling Shot and Marinovich.
Magic was a good quarterback.
Lynn Dickey? Dog.
You talking about Don Mikowski?
Thank you, the Magic Man, yeah.
He was a good quarterback.
Yeah. But our problem was defense. We always had a quarterback. Always had a quarterback. We scout that position so good, man. So if it's not Aaron Rodgers, it's just somebody else, y'all.
I think y'all got lucky and had 2 back-to-back good quarterbacks. I'm not drinking the juice.
The same guy who scouted Aaron Rodgers scouted Jordan Love. The same GM every year, bro.
You think Jordan Love good?
I think he's better than most. I don't think 60 touchdowns in 2 years is bad. That's a statue in Chicago. Rookie court. Take the name out. Jordan Love. Guy throws 60 touchdowns his first season starting after having to replace the hardest thing in the world is replacing a Hall of Fame quarterback, correct? Have the Patriots done it? No. Niners are still trying to replace fucking Steve Young last I checked, and Brock Purdy ain't getting over the hump. Okay, Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger, incredibly difficult to replace a Hall of Fame quarterback who won a Super Bowl, MVP, multi-time MVP. Replace that, and then win a playoff game after you replace it with no number one wide receiver or running game. Then in the next year, battle injuries, still throw 30 touchdowns, and still make the playoffs after only winning one division game. Every other team has a statue up for that man. But because he replaced Aaron Rodgers, he's not as good. We don't need him to be Aaron Rodgers. I want him to be Eli Manning. Be a gamer. Keep me in a football game. I've had the number one quarterback. I'm done with it. Give me a dude who's going to get me that game anyway, because I watched Joe Flacco win a Super Bowl. Give me a guy who's just there, not taking up 75% of my salary cap every year, and maybe I can build a defense around him, and maybe I can win one of these games, and I'm not quarterback reliant. Especially
I'm not winning the
because,
Super Bowl with Jordan Love, I can tell you that.
bro, if fucking Brad Johnson can win a Super Bowl, why can't fucking... People told me Aaron Rodgers wouldn't win a Super Bowl either. And we were playing my man played Troy Polamalu and fucking 4 Hall of Famers in a Super Bowl as a dude who didn't win shit and sat behind Brett Favre.
You named Joe Flacco with the Baltimore Ravens one of the greatest defenses of all time.
So why can't we draft and develop that?
Because you don't have one of the greatest defenses of all time.
Well, you got to develop that.
Tampa Bay.
I'd rather have that.
Bay. You named Tampa Bay, also one of the greatest defenses of all time.
Again, you can win multiple ways. You don't need a quarterback. Eli Manning gamed fucking Tom Brady twice with David Tyree.
When the last time the Packers had a top 5 defense?
Exactly. And we still win, so give me that. I'd rather have it.
You still win because you had 2 Hall
Exactly.
of
So
Fame
if we
quarterbacks.
don't have that, let me have the defense too.
I'd
rather have that. I'd rather.
Well, this is where the decline comes in. This era is over with.
We're the youngest team in football, so it's not. We have a roster just like...
That could be a good thing or a bad thing.
It really is it's the youngest roster in football. Just like... Okay, so let me say this. When we had Aaron Rodgers riding the bench with Brett Favre, okay, we drafted a really young team and benched them, okay, and made them go through the work together. They made the playoffs. Remember, they lost to Canty and the Arizona Cardinals. We lose to the fucking San Francisco 49ers. They come back. We lose again. Okay? And that young team gels. It's the same thing here. Ted Thompson, GM of the Green Bay Packers, his first pick as the GM was Aaron Rodgers. His first hire was Mike McCarthy. Our current GM, his first pick for the Green Bay Packers was Jordan Love. Our current GM came up under Ted Thompson. Our current GM traded Aaron Rodgers. Previous GM got rid of Brett Favre, drafted Aaron Rodgers. There's continuity. When you draft and develop so good, we had Jordy Nelson who won a Super Bowl and drafted Devontae Adams and benched him. We had Aaron Jones in 2000 and didn't play him until 2017.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, like, when Jordan Love now is playing with a team that's really not its team yet, and these young guys develop and they get into that foxhole together, and then you add a piece like Josh Jacobs, like we added Charles Woodson, that's when you can start cooking. We're not going nowhere.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong about Jordan Love, but I like it's in it. And for me, I don't have anything that I'm basing on. What it is for me is like he just doesn't pass that. You know what I'm saying? He does. Yeah, he doesn't
Most
pass.
other yards in football.
I think. I'm gonna give you an example. I think you guys were a little bit there on Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed is a hell of a football player that y'all didn't use right.
He was also banged up. He was injured. He had calf and hamstring issues.
Yeah. You know.
So did Jordan Love too.
I hated that narrative that you guys used all year that you didn't have a number one receiver. I hated that narrative.
I think all of our receivers are number one receivers.
I hated that narrative, and they just used to motherfucking grind my gears hearing it. Like, it's like, come on, man. You guys had a decent receiving core. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that Jordan Love is just not it for me. I think if and you said 30 touchdowns, at the same thing, bro. Jameis Winston threw 30 touchdowns. He didn't throw a lot of interceptions though. I just don't think
Jameis Winston threw a shit ton of interceptions.
No, I'm talking about Jordan Love.
Yeah, I mean, he throws enough, but, like, I mean, again, like, we also led the league in drops. And then how many of those were deflections and all that? Like, I mean, 2 in the Tennessee game, I mean, they just went right through Romeo Dobbs' hands, and it's like, okay, well, that's going to go on Jordan. You know what I mean? Like, again, second-year receivers, like, up until Golden, dude, we don't have a receiver on our team that's a 4th-rounder lower. Or Jaden Reed was a 2nd-rounder. Wicks is a 7th-rounder. Dobbs is a 4th-rounder. Christian Watson, who was injured, is a 2nd-rounder. So it's like everybody's live, and Tucker Kraft was a demon, but like everybody's live in Matt LaFleur's offense. Like anybody, like you go to the playoff game against the Dallas Cowboys the year before, 5 guys caught a touchdown pass.
Well, let's be real.
So everybody's live in the offense. That can be your number one.
Skill players don't have to be a top 1 or a top 2 player to be good. Because if you pay attention to most skill players was drafted 2nd round and low.
No, this just me letting my.
I know.
No, it's okay, bro. I get it all the time. Trust me, bro. I'm so used to it, man. It's like that's why it's fun. That's why it's fun for me, bro. Like, and I like debating. Like, I love it. And it's like I watch so much football. I have so much love for like the stories and the journey. I mean, bro, like I talk shit about the Bears players, but dude, it is not fucking easy to become a fucking NFL football player. So I'm not ever trying to like disparage anybody, but it's just like certain players that when they get drafted to the Bears and then certain players that get drafted to the Packers, it's like for my lifetime, I mean, it's different for you, OG, but like for me, my entire life, bro, I've seen like Donald Drivers, 7th-round draft pick, like a demon in the middle of the field. You know, like it's just what. So like when I think of like the philosophy of each team. Like, why I have this optimistic view because, like, bro, anybody can get got. Like, I'm not married. Like, that's why, like, people sort of hate me in a way because, like, I'm not loyal to, like, bro, if there's somebody better than Jordan Love that we can get, I'll do it in a country second. But you're just not accidentally replacing 60 touchdowns in 1-1 in the playoffs, and you're only played in the NFL for essentially 2 years, and you had to sit behind a prima donna, which isn't easy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he got drafted into COVID and couldn't.
He wasn't a prima donna when y'all
then,
was winning games. Get the fuck
bro,
out.
He was a prima donna. He was pulling bullshit way back in COVID year. Before that, 2018, he's pulling this bullshit. He got Mike McCarthy fired because he was getting a fucking hand job from some fucking trade. He ran Greg Jennings out of the building in 2011. This dude's been showing his fucking true colors for fucking 2 decades, and we're just not paying attention to it because of Pat McAfee. It pisses me off. Packers fans, for like real Packers fans, in 2015, when we lost to Julio Jones in the playoffs, and they went to the Super Bowl, that was an NFC Championship game. Real life, I wanted Aaron Rodgers, and most real Green Bay Packer fans said, trade him now, draft your quarterback of the future right now. And that next year's draft, if the Packers would have done that, I don't know, maybe Deshaun Watson's a little bit different.
I think if Deshaun goes anywhere else but Texas, it's a lot different.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, he comes to Green Bay, it's all ball up there, and trust me, nobody gives a fuck if you get a hand job from some fucking bitch in Green Bay. Nobody gives a flat fuck. Nobody's in Chicago. There ain't no media there. Ain't no media in Green Bay. It's all ball. And you're the quarterback, and you're replacing Aaron Rodgers, who's the biggest prima donna.
In Chicago, nobody would have gave a fuck either because everybody's getting it done. They wouldn't have gave a fuck.
They wouldn't have kept I mean, dude, Deshaun Watson in Chicago, dude. Like, I hate when people say it's such a lazy excuse when they're, oh, Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson wouldn't have been who they were because they were real. I mean, bro, like Deshaun Watson beat Josh Allen in a playoff game in Houston.
With no offensive line.
Last I checked.
With no offensive line.
Hey, look, quick.
My guy. Give me that fucking dude.
Hey, quick story about Green Bay, bro. Like, look, I'm a truck driver, right? So I had a delivery in Green Bay. I had a 10:30 a.m. appointment time to get unloaded.
Yeah.
So I go up there, I bump the dock, I check in, It's about 10:15. So I go back to the truck and I go to sleep. Look,
You got that knock on the
like
door?
it's like 7:30. It's like 7:30 at night. So I go into the office and I'm like, man, what the fuck? Y'all ain't unload me wheel here. And dude, the receiver told me, you should have thought about that shit before you walked up in here with a Bears hat on. I didn't even know
Hi.
Bro, they had me up there at 2:00 in the morning, boy.
Oh my goodness, they bogus.
I forgot, and I had a Bears hat on. I wasn't thinking, bro. I just got up that morning.
Man, bro.
I was sick. I was
I'm
like,
sorry
man,
that it happened, bro.
I was like, man, fuck Green Bay. See, Chicago. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, no. Hey, man.
See?
Yeah.
Now y'all just boosting
That's
us on
fucking
our
bogus. That's a great story, dude. Thanks for sharing that shit. That shit is
the fucking Packers wouldn't unpack your shit. Ain't this some shit?
It's so crazy, bro. Like, it's just like a system there. Like, the fan, it's wild, bro. Like, I can't. Like, first time I went there, man, it was like a cold ass game. It was snowing. It seemed like a snow globe, like watching a football game in there. It was fucking crazy, and the people were all drunk, nuts, insane motherfuckers, dude. Green Bay's like that, man. Hey, they got you. They're like, nah, this dude finna wait. Said bear down. Okay, all right, okay. When was this? This was recent or not?
This was like
2015, so a little bit ago. Yeah. Back when y'all were like trying to get it right. Man, I remember when y'all got Khalil Mack, man. And he spurned the Packers, man. I heard it from the end of the fucking street about how Green Bay was fucked. And I'm like, y'all, it's just gonna be the same shit. It's just gonna be the same shit.
Fuck you!
And it was. You had one good year, double doinked it, and it's been us ever
Why you
since.
just have to fucking bring that up, bro?
And my thing is, why didn't you had the most motherfucking automatic kicker in the history of Chicago Bears football on the team the year before, and you got rid of him when you needed the kick made.
But I hate to hear the year before he was missing everything, and at the time he was making like $4 million. You cannot have a kicker. You go back and look up his numbers that year. You can't have a kicker on your team making $4 million, missing as many kicks as he did here. Now, it didn't
Everybody
work out.
has a rough year.
Yeah, but he had 2 in a row. But it didn't work out for us because he continued his career.
Right. Like next year, he just goes undefeated. Like, doesn't miss a kick.
Yeah. But at the time, I was like, man, get his weak leg ass out of here.
Yeah, he went to San Francisco, and he gave me fucking more nightmares over there. And I was like,
high school football.
he's doing that, and he's also doing,
I think he does too.
yeah, he's also got a really dope fucking, they make some really cool content. I forgot what their Instagram page is, but, he does, like kicking content for, like, high school kickers and shit. He puts together those camps, and, yeah, he does some fucking dope shit. He's the one who kind of, like, also, like, nudged Destroying to get to, like, doing his YouTube videos. Yeah. Fucking Robbie Gold, dude. Automatic in Chicago, too. Fucking for years. Automatic. Bad weather, no weather, torn up turf. Worst grass in football, first of all, in Chicago. Worst grass in the league. Kicking off of, like, some fucking dirt in fucking midfield. Automatic. What was it, a 32-yarder to go to the fucking championship game or some shit like that, and y'all win that mother. Y'all are in the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
You play the Rams with no offensive line, and a dead in the duck water of Jared Goff is their quarterback. Y'all are going to the Super Bowl. And then y'all are playing the fucking dead duck Cincinnati Bengals offensive line with Khalil Mack. Nope, because y'all don't want to spend money on no damn kicker. Mitch Trubisky could have been a fucking. First of all, luckily you didn't, because if Mitch Trubisky's still your quarterback, because if you play a game there, he's still your quarterback now.
I don't think Mitch Trubisky was there. I think
He wasn't that bad.
the Bears.
Bears
The
failed.
Bears have failed every quarterback they had.
They really did.
Big time.
They really did. They failed on that one. He wasn't like a prototypical quarterback, but I mean, dude, like if you like Lamar Jackson is shown in Baltimore, you can accent a player's fucking individual talent in an offensive team.
Bro, I was saying if the Bears really wanted Caleb he does it. And if he don't let his ass go this year in contract, he would pick on and bring up Caleb and Johnson and then run the fucking up.
This is my thing. Why, like, when you guys drafted Justin Fields, this is what should have happened. Y'all say to your fan base, get a good look at Justin now. Holding the one jersey up, it's great. You're not going to see him play for 2 seasons. And no matter what happens with Nick Foles and Red Rocket, whoever fucking bum-ass backup that we bring in, no matter what happens, Justin Fields is not playing. Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers didn't even wear uniforms their first 2 years in the NFL.
But you know what?
Active on game day.
You know that worked. That kind of worked for the Packers.
It worked also for Patrick Mahomes and fucking what's his name in the Kansas City Chiefs when they had Alex Smith until he got hurt and he played 6 snaps in Week 18 and threw 3 fucking touchdowns and they were like, got him. You know, Lamar Jackson sat for a full season too behind Joe Flacco. Turned out okay.
You asked.
Yeah.
The players that sat, they were sitting behind pretty good quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't draft Caleb Williams number 1 and actually.
Oh, yeah. No. Not Caleb. Justin, I mean, you got him 11 overall. It was like 11 or 12 or something like that. You could have drafted him and seen him.
That's still high to ask him to behind.
I get it, man. I get it, but like that's what I mean. Like, just bite the bullet. You're not going to be good anyway. So like, get the draft pick.
But the examples you used were teams that were still good. They like the Packers were good.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Baltimore was still good. KC was still good.
Yeah. That's why that made sense. But you draft. What's going to say, oh, we're going to put you behind Andy Dalton for 2 years. And Andy Dalton was washed up.
I just value, because, like, you just get the reps, and he wasn't ready to play anyway right away. So it's like getting the reps and just watching the game and having it slow down. I just think it almost doesn't matter who the fuck is there, because Mark didn't try to teach you around. Like, you don't even necessarily need the quarterback to train to do it. You just let the guy watch and just learn. I think there's a lot of that.
Right. And you know when teams should, I mean, in the sense of, oh, wait, back to draft
right.
point.
Yep, that's what we do.
That's what happen. You should draft the quarterback.
We draft everybody in that fashion. Every position we draft, we don't need.
Yeah.
Like, especially in the first round.
So this weekend, really grabbing people's needs and stuff like that. I can't remember a worse quarterback than that we just watched.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, good luck to y'all this year, though, man. Good luck to y'all. It's going to be another long year. Yeah, you already know it's going to be another, I don't care. It's never smooth sailing for no team. You win the Super Bowl, you have the last place. It's all miserable because we don't know what's going to happen. We can all sit here and ask about sports. We can sit here and we can be so different. We can do something so different. We don't know anything that's about to happen this season. I don't care what nobody tells you. Nobody can predict it. The players can't predict it. The coaches can't predict it. It's just gonna be fun, man. We got a lot of hope for y'all this year for sure. Just because I want to see more competition, man. Like, I like the competition. I really do. I really enjoy the competition.
Should be fun.
I really like the competition. It's one of my favorite things about football. 16 games, all of them matter. Baseballers, I'm a big guy. 162. I got months until I give a fuck about baseball. Bro. Football, every motherfucking Sunday matters.
Yes. And guys, we have
Thanks for joining us, man.
period. It has been a blessing. We thank y'all for coming on. We thank DeAngelo for coming on, for giving his intake. Hey, we gotta get us on the podcast over there.
Super Bowl. He's seen fucking the fridge score that touchdown. He's seen the fucking curse happen live on television, man. The 85-year curse. Fridge got the ball instead of Walter Payton. What was your gut reaction?
Great
Actually,
pleasure.
I was happy.
You were happy, okay. That's cool.
I remember I was a kid, and at the time, Fridge was the best thing in Chicago. Walter Payton, even though Walter Payton is who he was, but I was a fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I fuck with it, bro. Yeah.
We thank y'all.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Man, thank you again, man. Hey, I'm gonna tell you like I always tell everybody at the end, it's gonna pop up, it's gonna go to 9%. Just keep the app open temporarily so we can download. And then once it downloads, I get everybody. You already know. And for you, my friend, as I always tell you, for now and forever, fuck them Packers. Them pussy motherfuckers.